Today we're going to be talking about 5 cruel things that women do to men that are evil in their relationship. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already liked, and go ahead and hit that share button. Right? When it comes to a relationship, there are certain things in relationships that women can get away with that men cannot get away with. There are certain things that women can do that will seem innocent, that if a man does it, he seems very angry or he seems mad. You know, they always say he's in his feelings or he's sensitive if he do the same thing, because a man is supposed to be strong enough to take the torture of a woman. Even though women nowadays are way stronger than what they've ever been, their torture is just as evil as a man, because words just don't hurt men, they hurt women. And due to the femininity of men nowadays, you have more men that cannot handle bad things said to them from a woman due to the sensitivity of a woman. So women wanted a sensitive man just so they could be a masculine woman and bully him under her false oppression. So a lot of these women have a lot of these false oppressions in their relationship, and they do very cruel things to their boyfriends, and they do very cruel things to their husbands. And these are the top 5 that I feel are the worst that a woman does. And we're going to start off with number 1. Flirting with guys to make him jealous. And the reason why I say that is cruel is because a woman is supposed to be loyal. She's supposed to be attached to her man. Her and her man is supposed to be a union. Her showing signs of wanting to be with another guy, even though she's in a relationship, is the biggest signs of disloyalty. I actually think that it actually ranks up there with cheating, because if she's really loyal to her man and doesn't want any man to come before him, there's no reason for her to try to make him jealous. How do you defeat this? In today's world, to be honest with you, it's too many women to go around. Get rid of them. If you are in a relationship and you two don't have kids or you're not married, get rid of her. That's disloyalty. I don't care how you put it, how it goes. At some point, you guys are going to have to wake up. You're going to have to be strong, and you cannot be scared to leave your woman. Now, if you got kids and you got a whole bunch of bills, okay, you got to start strategizing it. But when women get around to trying to make you jealous with another man, it's only more problems that's going to come from there. That's how come I have this as one of the worst things that a woman can do, because it really shows her true signs that she really does not care about the man that she's with. Number 2, she criticizes him in public. This is another thing that's red flags that you need to go ahead and get away from, because when they start doing this in a relationship, they're lashing out. When they start talking about you in front of people and to get a good laugh, there's no respect there. There's no loyalty there. There's no commitment there. This is all things that she's doing to show you, I am tired of this relationship and I do not like being in it. So I'm going to entertain myself by putting my boyfriend or my husband down in front of other people. This same trait works when you have narcissistic people out here that are willing to put someone else down to make themselves feel better. It's just that when the woman does it to her man, he's pretty much the only guy that she could do it to, because she's around him the closest. She knows his weaknesses. She knows what's going to make him smile, what's going to make him sad. So for her to criticize him to get a good laugh is the ultimate form of disrespect. What to do about this situation? You got to get rid of her. If you're in a relationship and your woman is getting around and criticizing you, you are at the end of that relationship. It's time for you to get up and go. All right? You must put your foot down and don't crack. You could tell her, like, I could crack jokes on you, but that's sucker. That's what a sucker does. When she get around to doing that, express what you got to say, but get quiet. And when you get quiet, you need to try to find your way to get up out of there, because things are only going to get worse. You can't allow that to get worse. All right. The next one, number 3, they withhold sex. Okay, when they withhold sex, it can be very cruel, because you've taken the commitment to allow yourself to be committed to one person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, which is a very big commitment. So even though there's lots of women out there for you to be with, you're still under the ultimate commitment with a woman, so you can't go cheat. So whenever she knows that you can't go cheat and she knows that she has the upper hand, withholding sex from you, it's just giving her back the power. It's her abusing her power. It's her saying, I know he wants it, I'm not gonna get it. So in a lot of cases, especially with married men, a lot of you guys are not getting sex unless you go out and buy your woman something. Unless you go get her a new car, take her shopping, take her out to eat. You must do something to satisfy the moment before you get sex again. This is why women in marriages, especially in the United States, will escort themselves out to their husbands. Most of these husbands are going to be paying for their wife and paying for sex from their wife for the rest of their life. And this is one of the reasons why it's one of the most cruel things to do. It's because it's a switch and bait. They bait you in, then they switch on you. You may even come out cheaper just marrying an escort nowadays, because when they withhold sex, it's cruel. Because if you go get it and you bite that apple going to go get it, you could be in court losing everything. All right, next. They test their men. All right, see, when you first start dating a woman, she may give you a lot of tests just to see how you react, to get where you got, to get you past a certain level with her. She wants to test your strength. In a relationship, a woman is doing the same thing. After you done got her and y'all in a serious relationship or y'all married and she's still testing you, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Testing games are normally done during dating. When they are done in a relationship, serious relationship, or marriages, it is the very end of the relationship because she's trying to get you to act a certain way. Now, a lot of red pill guys see the test in a relationship and they'll go for it. They'll know how to change it around with her, but not a lot of red pill men get tested in the relationship because a lot of women spend their time trying to guess the relationship with the man that they're with. When she gets around and testing you and you've been married or you're in a serious relationship, it's time for you to get on up out of there because she's bored. And whatever you got going on is not satisfying her. And that test is just another way of saying, I'm trying to get some more action in a relationship because what you're doing is just not working. So I'm going to keep testing you because I'm bored. You need to get on up out of the relationship. In today's world, when you start seeing red flags and cruel things that she's doing, it's time for you to get up and get out of the relationship, because staying stuck inside a relationship is going to do nothing but drive you miserable. And this is by far one of the worst cruel things that a woman could do, is to continue to test her man after she's made a commitment to be with him. Last but not least, she uses physical violence. Physical violence. Now, the reason why women use physical violence is because they are fully aware that the law is going to work in their favor. But you have women nowadays that are just as strong as men that would hit you when you least expect it, kick you in your groins, and hit you really bad. But if you pull back and grip her up or push her at all, then all of a sudden it's domestic violence. When a woman gets around hitting you, it's time to go. Because for one, she's taking her anger out on her not being happy with herself. But you can't be the simp guy that sits back and allow a woman to do this. When a woman gets around to using physical violence in a relationship, she's hurting more than what she shows. And if you're the man that she's taking it out on, there's something about you that she does not respect, that she feels like it's okay to do. She's setting it up to do this. There's two ways it could work. If you push or hit her back, she may look at you as being manly. But there's that option. You push or hit her back, you going straight to jail. Some women will physically get violent to get the man to react and be stern with her, and she'll like it. But then you got a lot of girls out there that'll do it and they're just ready to send you to jail. You're crossed between a lose-lose situation dealing with these psychotic women nowadays that could take you at the bottom, that could change your life overnight because she's doing things that she's privileged to do. The best advice out of these 5 cruel things that I just got done naming If you come across any of these situations or you're stuck in any of these situations, the best thing for you to do is to get out of that relationship. And the reason why you need to get out of those relationships, because if you do any of those 5 things, you try to make her jealous, you try to test her, you try to criticize her in public, you try to use physical violence, and you try to withhold sex from her, you will always be looked at as a bad guy. But she can do any of these things and she's still looked at as a woman. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you got the message. Hasta la vista.